picture that.
Yeah. She toured with Lenny Kravitz and recorded with Snow Patrol, but American singer-songwriter Lissy is making a major name for herself in her own right.
She was discovered online 5 years ago, but since then, it sounds weird, doesn't it? It's like she was on a shopping channel or something. But since then, she's taken her folk rock to some of the world's biggest festivals, Glastonbury included. We'll chat to her in just a moment. She can explain that thing about being discovered.
Yes, let's hear one of the songs from the new album. Lissy is here with us now. Very good morning to you.
Good morning.
Lovely to see you here. And we'll have to explain, because Charlie said you were discovered online, so you better sort of clear that up for us.
Well, that keeps coming up, and it's not actually true.
Well, there you go.
I did tour with Lenny Kravitz, someone that I knew was working with him, and showed him my MySpace page, and that was a huge thing for me to get asked on tour with him. This was about 8 years ago. But, you know, as far as being discovered, I mean, really, I moved to LA when I was 20 and just started gigging, and over time kind of assembled a team and work with great people who've helped me get to where I am today.
Yeah, you know, we were talking, we mentioned this thing about children's parties and not being invited. I don't know if you heard that. You know, the damage that can be done at a young age of you know, being kept out of your peer group. And some people have suggested your new album has a kind of sad vibe to it. Is there a
I don't think it's sad. I think that a lot of the things that, you know, we all go through in life, whether, you know, rejection in relationships or just anything really you observe in society that you have an opinion on. For me, that's what I write about. So it's not a sad album. I think it just addresses how you process things that you go through. But I think there's a lot of hope in my music. And
is it comfortable for you? I mean, you're relatively young. Is it comfortable? You know, something happens, say a relationship or whatever, something happens in that. Is it a comfortable thing to then start writing and putting it out there so that we all become party to it?
Yeah, I mean, it's natural. It's what I've always liked to do. I mean, some people, I guess, see a therapist or write down their thoughts in a journal. For me, I write a song and it's like I get it off my chest, and I'm not being so personal.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all true and it is personal and it's literal, but I mean, it's not like shockingly so, and I think it's open-ended enough that there's no one person that's being singled out. So.
Good. Okay, so it's not too obvious. It's called Back to Forever.
It is.
And what does that mean for you, really?
Well, the closing track of the album is called Back to Forever, which is a song about sort of longing for the past and your childhood and being quite nostalgic. And when you're young, like this notion of forever being forever, like all this time in the world you'll have to do everything you could ever dream. And, you know, as I'm growing older, this last album was a very reflective one for me to write. In many ways, so I liked that idea of, you know, the window of forever kind of getting closing a little bit, which sounds a little depressing, but it's not. I think, you know, as you get older, you just have to shift your perspective a bit and
sounds like
learn.
a book to me, Window of Forever.
Back
I can
to
see
forever.
it now.
Yes, so it gets more narrower rather.
You're going to sing for us as well. What are you going to sing?
I'm going to sing just a little.
Be warned, everybody, it's lovely and it's loud.
It is loud.
What are you going to sing?
Snippet of a song of mine called Sleepwalking.
Okay.
I've been sleepwalking, dreams talking, telling myself that soon I will be feeling alright. Have you been cheap thrilling and free? Are you willing, taking your worries and giving them up to the night? Alright, alright, alright. I've been sleepwalking, dreams talking, telling myself that soon I will be feeling alright.
That's
It's
lovely.
It's going to be all right, Charlie.
You're going to be okay?
Yeah, see, at the end, everything works out.
Good.
You know, you pull through.
We're pleased about that.
You know, I think it's important for music to encourage people to look at who they are and process their emotions and come out of it a better person, having learned from your experiences. You know, music shouldn't just distract you.
I loved one of the lines, and you'll correct me if I'm wrong. I think I got it. It was, I don't want to be famous. Is that right? Is that?
Well, that's one of the lines in the song.
Well, you've messed that up, haven't you? That ship has sailed.
I want to be respected by my peers and make a living off of my music.
Yeah.
And I want to stand for something positive with what I do and have something to say. You know, I have a perspective, I have an opinion.
Which is different from being. What do you term famous then?
I just think that there's a lot of style over substance, and I'm not being a hater because I think that there's room for that in the entertainment world. You'd like to be entertained. But that song, Shameless, I don't want to be famous if I have to be shameless, you know, it's also about having a nice life and trying to better yourself and trying to spread like a message of, you know, even if it's just like, hey, I know you're going through a tough time, but you know, you'll get through it. And, you know, how about you take a look at yourself and like maybe what role you played in it and learn from your mistakes, as opposed to just encouraging people to like, you know, be distracted by material things or whatever. I don't know.
That is very
It's like
interesting.
being on
It's
the
a
couch.
whole
It's
long conversation.
It's like this couch, isn't it?
It's a whole long conversation. We
It
can
is,
have
isn't it?
another time.
We'll
but
continue it again.
You're always husky. You've got to set the husky. So
I'm
that's-
extra husky this morning. I flew here last night, you know,
Oh,
so
my
and I was in Texas singing at a festival. So by later on today, it'll be
It
sounds
doesn't
good.
sound.
Sounds
It doesn't sound bad.
Thanks. Yeah,
sounds lovely.
singing at 8 a.m. is always a bit nerve-wracking,
I
but
wouldn't want to do
Oh, it's great.
And you wouldn't want me to do that either. That'd be bad.
I would love it if you would sing
No.
for me.
You wouldn't.
Lissy's new album. Thank you very much for coming to see us. Back
Thank
to
you. You're
Forever
welcome.
is out today.
We always like live music this time of day, don't we?
Yeah, we
Not
do.
everyone wants to do it.
It was a